Hello, hello, hello. Hope you're having a wonderful day, and I hope you're staying safe. Try to remember to always stay safe. So, we're looking at something here, and I'm going to try to do the best job I can with this. Bear with me for a moment. This is all Rensselaer X. This is all their fault. This was they mentioned this to me about doing the visible weapons mods. And so I decided to do that. And, pardon me for a minute, I took my glasses off so I could read this. So I decided to try that, and I decided to do my testing with the Russian Recon Pack. Pardon me, you may hear a little racket as I adjust my headset and my glasses. I do apologize. Okay, anyway, so let me show you the mods. I have the mods listed down below in my load order. Now, first of all, hold on, I'm skipping something. Am I not? First of all, if you're going to have visible weapons, if it's not a vanilla weapon, okay, if it's a modded weapon, you're going to have the modded weapon. You're going to have that mod in your load order. So for me, I wanted to do this sniper rifle and this pistol because I thought that was quick and simple examples. You know, probably quicker and simpler examples would just be to do some vanilla stuff, which I'll try to show that. But for right now, I was like, let's just do the Recon Pack. This is quick and easy to get to, and that's what I did. So, using the Russian Recon Pack, okay, you have to have this mod for this to work, for this specific thing that I'm showing you to work. But this is just an example. Now, then, I'm using visible weapons, and this is a framework. It will not work by itself. You need these other mods, and I'm going to try to get into all that. This is Holsters and Sheaths by Altered Beast. And this will bring weapons as apparel, and it mentions all these weapons here. And these, I think, are all vanilla weapons, best of my remembrance. If any of these are mod weapons, then I apologize. But I think most of these are vanilla. Well, there's some from Far Harbor, so it's a mixed bag. It's a mixed bag, okay. But nonetheless, you'll craft the holster and the sheath, and you'll basically give it the appearance that simulates whatever mods you've put on your weapon. Then here, this is a mod that's kind of like a patch to kind of fix an issue. When you create the weapon to be worn on the back, you can modify how it looks, paint and stuff. However, if you equip it after you link it with the visible weapon framework, once you draw the weapon, then reholster or mods disappear. This file should fix that issue. So it was, it's kind of a patch to fix a little issue. And this is to patch it with alternate start so that you can use this with any alternate start mod. Now, here is another thing that you need. If you're doing a modded weapon that's not included in their list here, you're going to need this little add-on. So this is the Combined Visible Weapons add-on. Let me go here. You can read it all here. Series, and it's the Russian Recon Pack. So you need this so that you can use it. So you need a number of mods. And that one little patch is probably optional, but I like to have the patches. So all told, you need your weapon mod. You need these mods. These 4 mods make it happen. Then you need your weapon mod, and then you need the mod that adds it into the visible weapons. So this is a lot to kind of look at and do. When you first start out with this, it might be simpler for you just to use these mods and do vanilla weapons. But nonetheless, I had to make it difficult on myself, I guess, since I had not done this before. Now, what really kind of makes me grump, and it really should make us all wonder, is why did Bethesda leave this out? This was in the game in Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas. So I don't understand. At least that's my memory. Now, if I'm remembering wrong, somebody tell me. But from what I remember, this was in the game, so I don't understand why modders had to put this back in the game. Anyway, so I have Jenny ready to show you the results, and then we're going to try to recreate with some vanilla weapons what I did with the Russian Recon Pack. Or maybe I can go to John and redo that work. But nonetheless, once you have all the mods you need and you have them in your game, now again, I have them down low where I can test and make sure it works. That's probably where I would just keep it for now. I guess I could put it up higher in the game, in the load order, but right now, since I was testing, I hadn't done that. I would probably put it up in around. You know what though? I'm finding it difficult to justify moving it away from where I have it. I mean, because you're only going to do visible weapons for. You're only going to do so many mods. You're probably not going to have visible weapons for like 10 or 20 different weapons, you know. Of course, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you're not me, and maybe you will. Maybe you'll be like, hey, I want to have all these things. And that's fine. Anyway, on Jenny here, you'll see she has the pistol and the rifle, and they're purely visible. Now, this is the one thing that I don't see or know of a fix for, okay? I'm in third person. I draw my weapon. Now she has the rifle out, and the rifle is still on her back. Now, admittedly, if you're playing first person, you don't care. Because you're not going to ever see that. But if you're playing third person, you're going to be able to tell when she pulls her weapon and her weapon is still on her hip. So, I mean, I had hoped for something a little different than that, but it's not the worst thing in the world. I'd hoped that it would actually pull the weapon out of the holster and it would just leave the holster, but it doesn't do that, and maybe that was too much to hope for. If Bethesda didn't do it in the game, it's kind of hard for modders to do that, because modders aren't really like programming. It's not the same thing. Anyway, I like the idea. I like the way it looks, and it looks good. Now let's see if we can take, let's find a weapon. Hold on a second. Let's see if we can find like a vanilla weapon that we can use as an example to take you back through this, because there's several parts to this. So let's find an example, and I will try to take you through the process, which it took me a little bit to figure out. The descriptions and the notes and stuff aren't the best. They're pretty good, but they're not the best. So let's see. Bring weapons as apparels. We could always do the combat knife, I suppose, or the tire iron. But I really wanted to do, maybe we'll do a Python or an M9 or a Walther. Let's see what she can whip up for us here. Let's go to weapons. We'll try to find something that is see, some of these don't say that they're, I did not see that they were involved. The combat knife was, which is kind of funny. And it didn't say, at least not that I could tell, it didn't say that everything was involved, or that everything was included. I'm having trouble finding a weapon I want. There's a tire iron. It's a Western revolver. I didn't see a Colt or anything, though. I didn't see a Colt or a revolver. Let's fool around with the combat knife. Well, maybe I'll just show you with the Russian thing again. Maybe I'll just redo that work. That's just not how I wanted to do it, but if that's what I need to do, that's what I will do. That's the problem with doing it this way. Still, we might be able to do those two, and it might be fun. Let me look at the mod again. Bear with me. While I have played with this and messed with this, and I have read these mods over and over, something about it doesn't seem like it's either not documented correctly or I'm not catching it. You know, maybe I'm being just a little dense on some piece that I'm not understanding. Alright, so this is the framework. Now this is the mod that's supposed to bring in the weapons as apparels. Now that's VSS. This is vanilla. Most of the vanilla stuff is the combat knife, the machete, Mad Max sawed off. But see, I don't see those weapons in my vanilla game. At least not on the... There's a Remington, HK USP, a Widow shotgun. See, I don't think those are vanilla. Not all of those. So, I think the holsters are here in the cooking. So maybe we should just look at the holsters and see what we want to do. Like here, we have the combat knife holster. Oh, there's the Tesla rifle. I have the tire iron. That is for... no, I don't think that is it? I can't remember now. We'll look at that and see. So this is for some different... These are for some different weapons I don't necessarily have in my game right now. So I could create these and they would have the appearance, but they wouldn't be what I'm looking at. So I don't want to do those that I don't have anything to work with. So blah. See, here's where I think I'm missing something. And I did a gun holster one time, and it's just showing an empty gun holster, and that's like an empty knife sheath. I think I'm misunderstanding something, or I'm not catching on to something. I'm just going to tell you that now. Let's take off what we're wearing as far as... Let's take off these holstered guns here. Okay, this is the SVU and the MP433. Now, without those, she doesn't have divisible weapons, right? So we have the combat knife and the tire iron. These are, that's the weapon. That's not the holster though, right? I have the tire iron and the combat knife. Is that the holster or the weapon? Maybe I'm confused here. That's the weapon appearance, and then this is the holster, I guess. Let's see how this goes. I'm not sure. Let's just try this out. Alright, so we're going to bring the weapon over here. Okay, the combat knife. I can do a stealth blade. I don't know if there's that much difference, the serrated blade or the normal. Let's do the stealth blade. Let's just go all out. Now for the tire iron, do we do the bladed tire iron? Oh, let's do the bladed tire iron and see if we can see that when we're wearing it. Now here you have to modify like your knife and your tire iron. Where is that? Oh, did I not do the tire iron? Anyway, you can do back or you can do shoulder. Let's do shoulder. Hold on. Did I not do the tire iron, or was it not here? Okay, let's make sure we got that. Because these, I don't think these really have a holster so much as they have like a weapon appearance type of thing. Oh, it's not going to show it, is it? Well, see, I'm not... Okay, now I'm confused. I don't know what's working and what's not. Well, there it is, though. Okay. Okay, but it doesn't show anywhere. Neither does that show anywhere. Okay. So do I need to add... Hold on. I don't know what that is. Blade Runner holster. It's a nice sheath, I understand. Alright. Humor me for a minute. Now, there is a thing you have to do. You have to create the visible weapons config. And then you have to link your weapon and your holster, though this is... Hold on. Let me get out of this. I have to make... See, I can't wear that. See, I can wear that, but I can't wear that. Oh, that I can wear. Okay, it's in the small of her back. Alright, so maybe this is what I need to do. Alright, so let's take this. Let's put it on her shoulder. Okay, so it's an empty sheath right now. Now let's see. Can we wear that? No. Alright. Let me make that knife our current weapon. and has no effect. Alright, so I'm having trouble with understanding exactly how some of this works. Let me show you what I do know and how that works. I'm having trouble understanding what you're supposed to do with some of these things. It's very frustrating. As you can tell, I'll try to play around with these things more later. Right now, I'm going to get rid of this and that and those. These holsters work fine. When I use those, they look fine. These weapons here, I don't have these weapons in my game, so it's very hard for me to do anything with those. The holster, I don't understand when it just says the holster like this. Like if I just make a gun holster, just bear with me for a minute. If I take just a gun holster and I'll modify it, and let's say I'll make it black. Okay, that's fine. Let me put that on. Okay, that's fine. Now I have a holster there. So let me craft a gun. See, I thought this would work pretty simply. Let's just take that pistol. Let's not do anything fancy at all. Let's just take the Snub-Nosed 44 pistol. Okay. And if you look at it, it's just a regular old pistol, right? Alright. See, I wanted to take something like this and link it to the holster. Holster mode always strict, persistent always default. But it still doesn't appear in the holster. The holster just appears empty, which is fine, I suppose. So it really only seems to work for modded weapons. That's what we're coming down to. So let me show you what I did to do this for the modded weapon. Humor me. Alright, so I'm going to recreate these things. Let me go. As you can tell, I just throw stuff in these boxes anytime I get tired of dealing with it. So let's just get rid of the bladed tire iron. Let's get rid of the Snub-Nosed and the stealth blade. Okay. Now let's get rid of these holsters. I'm going to keep the Sbu one because that's another mod. It's a whole different thing. I'm going to get rid of this sniper rifle, and I'm going to get rid of this pistol because we're going to make new ones. Okay, new weapons, new holsters. Okay. All right. So here's what I did. I came to the chem station. Let me just go down through here. Nope. That's if you need the visible weapons config. I already have one in my inventory, but if you don't, you need it. It's under utility. So this is where you make the holster for the Russian Recon Pack. Okay, not in the cooking station. Let me see if there's anything else like that here. Maybe I've misunderstood, but I don't think so. Okay, so this is where you're going to make the holster for that weapon, the Russian Recon Pack, for the pistol and the sniper, the rifle. Alright, so you're also going to want to make the actual weapons, because you do need the actual weapons. Oh, actually, you'll have to get the weapons. I apologize. You have to get them at a vendor because they're not cookable, which is annoying. But you know what? We can do this because they're already in the list, the leveled list, so we shouldn't have too much trouble. So, for the Russian Recon Pack, unfortunately, I'm sorry, we're going to have to go to town real fast. Arturo, is it Arturo? Is that the right name? That's the name I want to say. Pretty sure that he has these guns. He's who I got the originals from. I don't know, when you look at some of this, isn't this just kind of... I don't know. Looks really kind of rough. But when did this game come out? Was this a 14 game or a 15 game? I guess it's not like a newer game, really. It's newer than Skyrim, but it's not really newer. But I've just always felt like this game was not very well done as far as for the Xbox and stuff. I don't think the port of it is very well done. Fun.
What you got?
Self-defense at its best.
Yes, let's see that self-defense. All right. Let's see. So let's come down here looking for some form of SBU and that Grotch. Okay, here's the Sbu Sniper. Let's buy that. Did I miss the Grotch? The Grotch, the MP443. We want that. Okay. So I'm going to accept that. Thank you. Give me my stuff. Thank you. Alright, so let's go back to the cheat room. Just because it's easier to deal with. Not any big reason, really. So, now we have 2 new weapons and new holsters. We should be able to create these and link these, and they should be good. That's the idea, okay? The main thing is to create them and have them look correct. Alright, here we are. Dun, dun, dun.
Warning. Union violation.
A union violation. You are in violation. One of the things I really liked about the Star Trek movies was, and the old show, I'm thinking of the original with Chekhov, was the violation. He would always do his V's as W's, which was great. Which is the old way. That's the old way it used to be. So we have the Grotch pistol here and the sniper. And we have the holsters we made for him. Now these are new and not messed with, okay? So, let's do a quick save here. Okay. Alright, so let's mess with the weapons first. The Grotch pistol. I'm going to give it the powerful receiver. We're going to keep the barrel and the grip because we don't have a choice. I'm going to give it the glow sights. And here's where this is really going to show up, is which suppressor you give it. And we're going to give it the extra damage. Just makes no appearance difference. The appearance is what matters, right? So you're going to see this in our list. Now the Sbu Sniper, I'm also going to mess with it. I'm going to improve it. For this to be such a big mod, it does not give you as many options as you would like. We're going to go with that. And muzzle, we're going to do the suppressor. Alright. Now, what you have to do is you have to come over here. And you have to change the holster to match the appearance of your weapon. So in this case, for the Grotch, Really the only appearance difference is this suppressor. I used the Tundra suppressor. Other than that, there's no appearance difference. Now for the SVU, I used a suppressor, and I used a scope, and default position. Now this is a choice. Default position, or like these. Now I was using the default position, and we'll mess with that, but right now we'll leave it on our back. And she doesn't use a backpack, so we won't worry about that. For the pistol, there is just the one position on the hip. That's all there is. Okay. Now, first, we're going to have her put the pistol on. And then we're going to have her equip the grotch. Okay, so you can see that's there on her hip. And then she draws the weapon there. Now they're the same. Now you're supposed to use the visible weapons config, and it's supposed to link it. Now it says it's link. I'm going to say unlink, and then I'm going to say link current weapon. Now for me, it's always visible in third person. I don't really mind that so much, because if you play, oh, sorry, wrong button. If you play in first person, you're never going to see that, and it's not going to matter. But if you play in third person, you would really like for the holster to become empty when you draw your weapon. If that's supposed to happen, it's not happening for me. And again, it may go back to me doing something incorrectly and not understanding that there's a problem. So I'm going to take that holster off, and I'm going to equip the other weapon, the sniper. Oh, let's put the other holster on. Let's do this holster. See, that puts our weapon on our back. And then let's go to visible weapons config, and let's unlink the current weapon. It shouldn't be linked to anything anyway, and let's link it. I don't know why we're doing this, because it never empties it out. But here you can see we've pulled the rifle, but the rifle's on her back. But at least the weapons are visible, and you can wear them like I initially was doing. You can wear them both at the same time. See? So that at least you have this appearance. Now, admittedly, if you pull your weapon, it doesn't empty your holster like I would like, and I thought that's what the visible weapons config and that was supposed to do for me. But it doesn't appear to work for me. Is there a reason? Am I doing something to mess it up? I do not know. But I may revisit this again sometime, but I just wanted you to see how this is supposed to work. And if it's confusing, then that's because I am finding it to be a little confusing. They're not as clear about the instructions and about how to do this as I wish they were. However, just having the visible weapons on you, even if the holster doesn't clear when you pull your gun, is still nice just to see your weapons. Hold on, I want to show you something else. We can move the rifle on our back, this holster. We can change this position. You can do patrol ready. And that's going to put it on your front. It's going to hang off like that. Now, no matter where you put it, it's going to have a little bit of a gap. See that? I don't know why they didn't bother to do, straps and stuff. But anyway, nonetheless, it's there. At least it's there. Now we can do, sorry, wrong bench. We can also do, rather than patrol ready, you can do a rear sling. Let's see what that looks like. Oh, I hit the wrong thing. Sorry. It's not much different than just saying it's on your back. It's a little different if you prefer that. Let's try, what's the other, the side sling. I wanted to see that and see what I thought of that. Oh, I don't like that. That involves, that doesn't even look right. Okay, so that's the worst of the options. That might work for some characters depending on what you're doing, but I'm going to say my preference out of these is just to have it on my back. I think that's perfectly fine. And it just looks good to me. So anyway, so I was using the Russian Recon Pack to show you this. You can do other weapons. There are other weapons to do. I'm going to do a quick save with Jenny here, and I'm going to hop out, and I'm going to show you what I mean. I may try this again with some other weapons. If I find a way to make it work better, I will let you know. If I find that there is a trick that I'm missing, I will let you know. I don't mind revisiting things. But this is something that I've sat down and I've messed with, and I've read the mod descriptions. I think either I'm expecting too much of it, which could be the case, or I'm misunderstanding it. What's the best way to look at this? Let me see. I think the best way to look at it is actually in my load order. So do remember that you've got to have the mod for whatever weapon it is you want to use, like the Russian Recon Pack. Do remember that. And then you're going to need, even if you don't do this one or that one, these are, I guess, optional. You're going to at least need visible weapons in that, and then you're going to need the visible weapons add-on for the weapons that you've downloaded the mod for. So for any weapon, you're going to need at least, at a minimum, 1, 2, 3, and then the weapon mod itself is 4. And if you do these optional ones, you're going to need 6. It's worth it. I think just to get them visible, it's worth it to me. This is not a lot of space here. This is a little big, and it's for weapons. I'm not familiar with these weapons. And it says that's vanilla, but I don't see that. I couldn't get the tire iron to work, so I think, here again, I wonder if there's something I'm not understanding about how the holsters and sheaths work. Craft them at cooking stations under the weapon sheaths category. To add or remove a weapon mod, use any armor workbench. Some sheaths and holsters can be moved if you use an armor workbench. Some slots conflict. Maybe we should try the just holstered weapons by Friffy. I haven't tried that yet, so maybe that's a thought. Let me look that up and see if that's just even an option. Just to show you, I'm not going to do it right now. I'm going to call this good at the moment, though I'm not really satisfied with the results because I couldn't get everything to work the way I wanted. Just visible holstered weapons by Friffy. Maybe this is what I'm looking for. Do not use with Friffy's holstered weapons. This is an updated version of the same mod. This mod has functionality for the Widow, shotgun, visible weapons on back. This mod was made to work with visible weapons to let you wear your weapons Fallout New Vegas style. This mod adds visible holstered weapon apparels to the chem crafting station. So it's just so it looks good, which actually this is fine. Oh, and this includes, okay, this includes the items, the things that I was thinking should been The gun holster fits for all normal guns. You can also craft a gun holster for the 10 millimeter pistol. Alright, so I guess maybe this would be a good choice to use with the visible weapon system to get more out of the vanilla. Just visible holstered weapons. See, I think this is supposed to allow you to add I guess I'm not getting this right here. I don't think some of this is working for me, even though I have it down at the bottom. Under Weapon Sheaths category, some sheaths and holsters can be moved if you use an armor workbench. But I think possibly this by Friffy is actually the one I was looking for to do vanilla. Yeah, because it looks like, look at all the vanilla weapons that are included. I think this is more like what I was looking for. Because you can do the Gauss rifle, the combat rifle, assaultron blade, laser rifle. So that is yet another mod that you could have and use. I don't know. I'm almost starting to think this is just too much trouble. Perhaps just do it for, like, if you have a mod weapon that you really want to do. Let me show you all the mods that are out here for visible weapons. And it can be, well, hold on. Let's do it this way. Let's do the Recon Pack. So, like, we do the Recon Pack. You can see the combined visible weapon add-on that I have here for visible weapons. No. This is a bunch of visible weapons for other... There's a whole bunch of visible weapons mods out here that you have to find the right one that goes with your... weapons. It can be quite a bit to look at. But you'll notice I had found the one here. This is for the Recon Pack, the Russian Recon Pack. Trying to look and see what else shows up, because they're showing a lot of things here that aren't a part of the Russian Recon map. But you have to have these for some of your weapons for them to show. So your required mods are holsters and sheaths, visible weapons holsters. There's the Russian Recon Pack, which is fine. And there you go. Now let's see. Let's look for something else. What's a good weapon mod that I have liked in the past? Oh, the MP. Let's look for MP5 and see what we find for that. I'm not sure if I saw anything for this though. No, there isn't one for that. Okay, so that was a bad choice. Alright, well, anyway, I'm sorry. The visible weapons thing you really have to think about, and you really have to do it. I will say this, if you just want your weapons to show up visibly on your back, this is a good mod. And I think the one... What was the name of that? It was just... Was it just holstered weapons by Friffy? Okay, so it's just holstered weapons. Now that's visible weapons third person. Is that the one I have? Visible weapons third person? See this, you can see my my mind trying to work on this when it's kind of a confused mess. Now this is visible weapons but not third person. Oh, maybe that's my mistake. That could make a difference to us. I'm sorry, this show is probably, I guess I'm going to call this more of a testing show. That's what I really should do. I am trying to work with this, and I would really like to go through and do a good job of it, but the problem is I don't think I'm understanding what they want us to do. These are combined. Combined, that means they're added. Combined. These are for different. See, you'd have to have that gun. And that's for that gun. So I'm looking to see what it says about third person. You know what? I'm gonna let this download while we're looking, because I may come back and look at that. That may be the way to go. Okay, so there is no. I don't see a third person here. I thought perhaps I had downloaded the wrong thing. That's for the Makarov PM. This is for the HK-UMP. Okay, that's fine. The HK-UMP is a good gun. That's for the 45 auto pistol. Nice. See, I wonder partly if we need, let's see, it requires holsters and sheaths, visible weapons. I wonder if I'm overdoing what I need here. All of these things say they have so many different requirements. I think it's confusing. So maybe I'll go through and just let's see this. Let me see here. This says summary. See, this had a tutorial. See, it says the holster can be crafted at the chem station, which is fine. Once crafted, you go to the armor workbench and you set it to the configuration you have on your weapon, which is fine. Once you're happy with that, simply link your outfit and weapon together like you would any other visible weapon. So I did everything like I was supposed to do according to this instruction. Now this, does it tell me? It doesn't really tell you what you need. I think really you could do this, the way it sounds, you could do this invisible weapons without the other things here. I don't think you necessarily need all of this to go with this. Well, anyway, this is my first round of testing with this, so I will play around with this some more, and I will hopefully have an update at some point. Right now I'm going to keep these things here, and you'll probably see this in my game for a little bit while I play around with it. And but I wanted you to know that I was at least working on it, and I did show you at least an example of something that works. I'm not sure I have all the requirements down properly. I really think, right now in my mind, I'm thinking if I have visible weapons, I don't think I need all these other things. I'll show you what I mean. Okay, I have this, and I have visible weapons. And I have the Russian Recon Pack. I think that's really all I need for this Russian Recon Pack to work. I don't think I need those other mods. I think those other mods are if you want other weapons. So let's see if I'm right or if I'm wrong, and if I'm wrong, the game totally crashes or something. Which with Fallout 4, changing your mods around, that can be a problem. But if I have to do a reset, I will. See, this I spent a week ago. I spent hours looking at this, so I'm making this. This is a long show, and I'm sorry, but it's for testing purposes, just to see what we really need. Sometimes we really need to try things out more. All right, now it's going to bark at us because I turned those off. But I'm thinking these 3 mods are all I really need in this case. I think I'm confusing the game, or confusing myself, by having all these other optional mods. Pardon me, which in this case are not absolutely needed. Now, if you want to do the vanilla weapons, then you need some of those other mods. But let's just skinny this down. What do we really need just to get the results, the same results I already have? I think that's maybe where I'm confusing myself, is I'm just adding in too many things, and then I'm reading them all like they all have to be together, and maybe they don't all need to be together. Maybe that's not absolutely necessary. Okay, so I'm right. She's fine just like this. This is the exact same results that we got before. You really only need 3 mods. You need the visible weapons mod. You need the weapon mod itself, like the Russian Recon Pack, and then you need the little add-on to connect visible weapons with the weapon mod, which is the other mod. So we're going to go... So I was making this way too complicated. So I do that sometimes. Sometimes I think there's more to something than there is. So I'm making this way too complicated. This is actually a simple thing. I will show you on the mod screen again. You don't need all that other stuff I had. I was confusing myself by having too many things. Those mods are necessary for other things, but like in this case, for doing like something like the Russian Recon Pack or the HK, did we look at the HK UMP? Is that what we looked at a minute ago? Let's just come down here. So really all you need for the visible weapons is you need, first of all, you need the weapon, whatever it might be, and in this case, it is the Russian Recon Pack. You need the mod, visible weapons. You have to have that. It's a framework, will not work alone. Then this is actually the connecting piece. It combines the visible weapons add-on with the Recon Pack, because you'll notice this is for the Russian Recon Pack. So you need those 3 pieces, and that's what makes this work. And at least I understand that better. I was confusing myself with all those other mods. Those other mods are for other things. So you don't have to have, you don't need, those mods are not required. Now, let me show you something though, because now that starts to make things click. So this, the just visible holstered weapons, this makes all of those work. And these are all in the game. The Gauss rifle, the combat rifle, the Assaultron blade, the laser rifle, it makes those visible weapons. And you should be able to do more. So this one might actually be a good one for vanilla weapons. Okay. Now this one, I don't understand this mod at all, because it says it brings weapons as apparels and it mentions these weapons, but these are either special weapons. They're not truly vanilla except for the machete and tire iron and that stuff. But I didn't really like the way, I couldn't really get that to work the way I wanted. So, on that one. I guess if I understood how it worked better, it says how to use. But anyway, I didn't see that it was working that great for me. So this one I'm not that impressed with. I'm hoping that one would work better than this. This is a fix. And it requires the visible weapons. Optional is holsters and sheaths, but you don't have to have that. But this is a fix that you could use, and would be the alternate start patch, which you could use, but it's not totally necessary. So this looks like it would be more like what I was looking for vanilla weapons. I thought this was the vanilla weapons thing, but it didn't appear to work. So maybe I'll come back in and try this again, and maybe I'll try and see what all, where are these things? Where is this Dragonov? Or, I don't know. It does have Molotov Cocktail and has the Mad Max Sawed-Off. But see, I don't know that those, and like T&H, or that's not in the game, is it? Aren't those modded? And the Desert Eagle, I think that's modded. Unless there's one in the game and I'm just not thinking of it, and that's possible. See, here's the Desert Eagle. Yeah, these are Desert Eagles here, so I guess you would have something for that. I don't know if it would match these specifically, though. But nonetheless, I don't think it would. So the main thing to take away from this is, for a modded weapon such as the Russian Recon Pack, you need visible weapons, you need the connecting piece that allows you to make the holsters. This is basically the holsters. And then you need the weapons themselves to complete everything and make it look right. Otherwise, you can wear these as holstered weapons and never use them and use whatever weapon you want. You could do that. That might look odd, but you could do it. So actually, yeah, that's really all you really need for visible weapons. Again, I think this is going to be for vanilla, and I may come back and try that. I don't know about this one. So if someone knows what the holsters and sheaths, what am I supposed to get out of this, let me know. I don't see it. I don't want to continue on and on, but this is really, it perturbs me. It vexes me, Yeah, see, that said VSS, but this isn't. I don't know what this is. Is it that weapon? VSS? Venturez? See, I don't know. And I don't see a connecting piece. I see this. Maybe this is the connecting piece? brings weapons as apparels. But anyway, I'll play around with it. I'll check it out. I'll play around with it. This looks like it might be standalone. Like it's not even. It is standalone. It doesn't even use visible weapons, does it? Okay, so this is not part of the visible weapons. That's a recommended mod, but it's not necessary. Okay, so this is something that will add more visible weapons to your game, but I'll have to try it singularly and test it out. So maybe I'll do that. Alright. So thank you for watching. Really appreciate it. I hope you've managed to stay with me this whole time while I figured out the visible weapons. And you know what? I complicated it too much. It's really just the visible weapons mod, the weapon mod itself that you're going to play with, and then that connecting piece, which is a smaller mod that just allows you really to make the holsters. So I totally had overcomplicated this. So anyway, I hope that's helpful to you in some way, and thanks for watching. If you made it this far, you're doing very good. Just remember to stay safe out there, okay? Alright. So, thanks again. I will catch you later.